Can you imagine turning spare change into a fortune? Well, one lucky coin collector did exactly that with a 1965 Washington quarter, no mint mark, that sold for an astonishing $1.6 million. But how is that even possible? Isn't that just a regular old quarter? Stay tuned, because in this video, we're diving deep into the history, rarity, and the exact details that make one of these quarters a once-in-a-lifetime find. Let's rewind to 1965. The U.S. Mint was undergoing a major transformation. Due to a nationwide coin shortage and skyrocketing silver prices, the U.S. Treasury decided to stop using silver in quarters. Before 1965, quarters were made of 90% silver. But starting that year, they switched to a copper-nickel clad composition. That means, technically, all quarters minted from 1965 onward should contain 0 silver and have no mint mark. But what if just one slipped through the cracks? Enter the star of our story, a 1965 quarter struck by mistake on a silver planchet. This rare error happened when leftover silver blanks, meant for 1964 coins, were accidentally fed into the presses. Collectors call this a transitional error coin. It looks like a 1965 quarter, but it's struck on a 1964 silver blank. And this mistake makes all the difference. One of these ultra-rare 1965 silver quarters, in pristine condition, fetched a jaw-dropping $1.6 million at auction. Why? Because it checks every box: rarity, historical significance, and immaculate condition. Here's where you need to pay attention, because you might have one of these quarters sitting in a drawer right now. Check the edge. A regular 1965 quarter should show a copper stripe along the edge. But a silver one? Solid silver all the way through. The weight. A clad quarter weighs about 5.67 grams. A silver one? Around 6.25 grams. Use a precise scale to check. The sound. Silver coins make a high-pitched ring when dropped. Clad coins? More of a dull thud. And of course, condition matters. If your quarter is in mint state, the value can skyrocket. So, why would someone pay over $1 million for a 25-cent piece? Rarity is everything in numismatics. Out of billions of coins minted in 1965, only a tiny handful are known to have this silver error. Combine that with perfect condition, like a mint state 67 or higher, and the right buyer, and you've got the perfect storm for a multi-million-dollar sale. Think you might have a rare 1965 quarter? Here's what to do. Weigh it. Use a jeweler's scale accurate to hundredths of a gram. Inspect the edge. No copper means you're onto something. Look at the luster and sound. If it rings like silver, keep going, get it graded. Submit the coin to a top-tier grading service like PCGS or NGC. Consult an expert or auction house. If it's real, they'll want it. Even if yours isn't worth $1 million, some of these error coins have sold for $5,000 to $35,000. Not bad for pocket change. So, next time you get a handful of change, don't just spend it. Check it. You never know. You could be holding $1 million mistake. Do you have a 1965 quarter without a mint mark? Check the weight, check the edge, and maybe, just maybe, you'll strike silver. 1983 P. Washington quarter. The Washington quarter, a coin millions of Americans handle daily without a second thought. But in the world of numismatics, or coin collecting, every detail matters. Date, mint mark, condition, and in rare cases, a little-known error or anomaly can turn an everyday coin into a national treasure. In today's video, we'll uncover the story behind one of the most shocking finds in U.S. coin history, a 1983 P quarter minted in Philadelphia. That's not only rare, it's worth millions. Let's find out why. To understand why the 1983 P quarter is so valuable, we need to go back in time to the early 1980s. The U.S. economy was recovering from a major recession, and the mint had recently made a significant change. In 1982, they stopped producing coins for collectors. No more mint sets or proof sets for the public. This meant that coins minted in 1983 were only released into general circulation. There were no collector-quality versions. Combine that with the fact that many coins from this era were poorly struck and saw heavy use, and suddenly, The high-quality 1983 coin becomes much harder to find. The 1983 P quarter, minted in Philadelphia, had a mintage of over 673 million coins. So how does one stand out as the million-dollar coin? Well, the coin in question is not just well-preserved. It's an error coin, specifically a major double-die obverse variety. That means when it was struck, the die shifted slightly between impressions, creating visible doubling in the lettering and design. Collectors hunt for these double die errors, especially on coins not known for quality, like the 1983P. But this one was different. Its condition was flawless. It was also struck on experimental planchet. Now here's where things get exciting. In 2021, a private collector stunned the coin world by acquiring a 1983 P Washington quarter in mint state 68 plus condition, with a confirmed double die error and likely struck on a transitional planchet. Experts from PCGS and NGC authenticated the coin. It was one of a kind. Only one specimen was known to exist in that condition, with that error. Its estimated value? An astonishing $1.7 million. That price reflects not only its rarity, but its historical significance and jaw-dropping condition. Let's break it down. The value of a coin like this comes from four main factors. Rarity, only one known in its class. Error type, major double die obverse. Condition, graded mint state 68 plus, nearly perfect. Historical context, no mint sets for 1983 made pristine coins incredibly rare. Plus, transitional planchet coins, where the wrong metal is used, are ultra rare. It's like winning the coin lottery. Here's the big question. Could you have a 1983 P quarter worth thousands or even millions? Check your change. Look for a 1983 quarter with a P mint mark and inspect the words Liberty and In God We Trust, 4 signs of doubling. Also check the coin's edges. If there's no copper-colored stripe, it might be struck on a silver or transitional planchet. And condition matters. If your coin looks brand new, don't spend it, get it graded. Who knew that a simple 1983 quarter could be a millionaire's treasure? Whether you're a seasoned collector or just curious, it pays to look a little closer. So dig into that coin jar. Check your pocket change. And who knows, maybe you're holding the next million-dollar quarter. 1987 Washington quarter with a Denver Mint mark? Yes, that little D, that could be worth up to $1.8 million. I know, it sounds unbelievable, but there's more to this story than just face value. In today's video, we're diving deep into the history, the features, the rarities, and the truth behind the $1.8 million claim. Is this just another viral coin myth? Or is there a real treasure hiding in plain sight? Grab your quarters, because we're about to examine the 1987 D Washington quarter like never before. Voiceover with visuals of 1987 D quarters. Let's start with the basics. The Washington quarter has been around since 1932, and in 1987, the Denver Mint produced over 655 million quarters. That's right, millions. So why on earth would one be worth even a fraction of $1 million? The standard 1987 D quarter is made from copper nickel clad and weighs about 5.67 grams. On the obverse, you'll see the familiar bust of George Washington, and on the reverse, the heraldic eagle. Nothing unusual at first glance. So, is this just hype? Not quite. When it comes to coins fetching sky-high prices, it's not about how many were made. It's about how many survived in pristine or error condition. Or in some cases, how many were never supposed to exist at all. Let's remember, coins like the 1933 Double Eagle or 1943 bronze penny fetched millions because of rarity, demand, and historical significance. The same logic could, theoretically, apply to the 1987 D quarter if it had something truly extraordinary. Part 3. The viral $1.8 million claim. 4 to 5:30. Cut to screenshots of online articles and YouTube thumbnails claiming $1.8 million quarter. The story of the $1.8 million quarter took off online. Numerous blogs, videos, and TikToks claim that a 1987 D quarter with certain features have been sold, or at least valued, at nearly $2 million. But here's the twist. There's no confirmed auction house, certificate of authenticity, or collector's record publicly available to back this price. So what's going on here? Host voiceover. The most likely explanation? These posts were referring to a high-grade error coin, misidentified, or simply exaggerated. Some might even be using clickbait to drive ad revenue. Let's cut through the hype. What are real 1987 D Washington quarters actually selling for? Show auction results on screen, Heritage Auctions, eBay, in circulated condition, about 25 to 50 cents, face value, or a little more to collectors. In MS 65 condition, mint state, maybe $15 to $30. In MS 67 plus condition and with a full strike, FS designation, values might rise to $500 to $1,000, sometimes more, but these are rare cases. The most valuable versions are error coins, like off-center strikes, double dies, or transitional planchet errors. A verified mint error on a 1987 D coin could be worth hundreds or even thousands. But million? Still highly unlikely. Clip planchets, double die reverses, known errors and variants, 7 to 830 voiceover with close-ups of error coins. Now here's where it gets interesting. Some 1987 D quarters do have errors, struck on wrong planchets, like a dime or foreign coin. These errors are legitimately collectible, and some have sold for $500 to $1,500 depending on condition and rarity. If you think you found an error, send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. Authentication is everything. Host on camera, holding quarter in gloved hand. So, is the 1987 D Washington quarter worth $1.8 million? Most likely no. That value is probably based on internet myth, a misunderstood error, or just pure clickbait. But does that mean your 1987 D is worthless? Not all. If you find one in perfect, uncirculated condition, especially with an error, you could be looking at a $100 to $1,000 coin. And who knows, maybe one day, an ultra-rare variant will hit the $1 million mark. Until then, it's worth keeping your eyes open. If you found this video helpful, give it a like and hit subscribe for more deep dives into rare coins and collectibles. Got a coin you think might be worth a fortune? Drop it in the comments, and maybe we'll feature it in a future video. 1992 D Washington quarter, something millions of Americans use daily, could now buy you a mansion, a luxury car, and still leave you with a fortune. But not every 1992 D is worth millions. Today, we're diving deep into one specific variety, how to identify it, why it's so rare, and how you could be holding a piece of numismatic history in your pocket change. Stick around until the end, because I'll show you how to check your coins at home and where to sell them for top dollar. Let's start with the basics. The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington. It became so popular, it stuck, and has been in circulation ever since. By 1992, the U.S. Mint was churning out millions of quarters every year. The D Mint mark you see under Washington's ponytail means the coin was struck at the Denver Mint. So what makes this coin special? It's not just about the date or the mint mark, it's about a mistake. Among those 389 million coins, a handful, possibly fewer than a dozen, were struck using the wrong planchet. Specifically, some 1992 D Washington quarters were accidentally struck using proof dies, meant only for collectors. These are called 1992 D close AM quarters, and they're incredibly rare. Look at the back. See the word America? On a normal coin, the A and M are spaced out. But on the close AM variety, they're almost touching. Only a few authentic examples have ever surfaced, and one of them sold for a jaw-dropping $1.8 million in a private sale between high-end collectors. It's like finding a golden ticket, but in your pocket change. So how do you know if you have the $1 million version? Flip the coin over. Look at the word America in United States of America. Is the A touching the M or nearly touching? That's a close AM. Check the FG initials near the eagle's tail. On close AM coins, they're in a slightly different position. Use a 10x magnifying loupe or smartphone macro lens to inspect. Check the condition. Uncirculated or mint state versions are worth more. Why would someone pay $1.8 million for a coin? Because it's not just currency, it's history, it's rarity, it's art. High-end collectors and museums will pay fortunes for coins with confirmed rarity and mint errors. One close AM coin in mint state can fetch tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands. And if you have the only one in pristine condition, that's where the seven-figure price tag comes in. But beware, authentication is key. You'll need to have your coins certified by a grading service like PCGS or NGC to get top dollar. So you think you've struck gold, what now? PCGS.com or NGCcoin.com. For Grading Bay or GreatCollections.com. For public sales heritage auctions, for serious collectors, make sure you don't clean your coin, even if it looks dirty. Cleaning can reduce the value dramatically. And never accept a lowball offer from someone who knows more than you do. Get multiple opinions. That 25-cent coin in your drawer might just be worth $1 million. Now that you know what to look for, go treasure hunting. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more rare coin videos, and leave a comment if you've ever found a valuable coin. And don't forget to check out our video on the 1999 wide AM penny, another coin worth thousands hiding in plain sight. 1995 D Washington quarter dollar coin that some claim is worth a jaw-dropping $1.9 million. Is it real? Is it a hoax? Or could this be the rarest modern coin you've never heard of? Grab your coin jars and stick around, because this might just change how you look at spare change forever. Let's start with the basics. The Washington quarter has been a staple of U.S. currency since 1932, originally introduced to celebrate George Washington's 200th birthday. Fast forward to 1995, and the Denver Mint, marked with a tiny D under Washington's neck, produced over 1.1 billion of these coins. Yes, billion with a B. So why in the world would a coin that's so common be worth millions? The answer lies in errors, conditions, myths, and a bit of mystery. In recent years, a 1995 D quarter was rumored to be sold, or at least listed, for $1.9 million. But before you start flipping furniture for lost change, let's talk about the origin of this claim. The story seems to have started from an online listing or video showing the coin with an extremely rare minting error and some outlandish pricing. The quarter had what collectors call a double die obverse, or DDO, an error where the design appears doubled due to misalignment during the minting process. But here's the kicker. No official documentation or auction record backs up a $1.9 million sale. So, is it just internet hype? Now let's separate fact from fiction. A normal 1995 D quarter in circulated condition, worth 25 cents. Maybe a few bucks if it's in pristine, uncirculated condition. A certified MS 67 example? Sure, it might fetch $25 to $75 depending on the day. But coins with errors are where things get spicy. A verified 1995 double die, especially from the Philadelphia Mint, has sold for hundreds, even thousands, depending on its condition. The Denver version? Far rarer. If a legit 1995 D quarter had a dramatic mint error, was preserved in near-perfect condition, and got authenticated by PCGS or NGC, it could realistically fetch thousands to tens of thousands, but $1 million? Highly unlikely, unless there's a one-of-a-kind discovery. So how can you tell if you have a rare 1995 D quarter? Here are 3 things to check. Look for the D under Washington's neck. Use a magnifying glass to check for doubled letters in Liberty or In God We Trust. The higher the grade, the higher the value. Coins should have no scratches, strong luster, and sharp details. Consider sending your coin to a professional grading service if you think it's something special. PCGS or NGC can officially certify its grade and authenticity. The coin world is no stranger to viral headlines and clickbait. A listing doesn't equal a sale. Just because someone asks $1.9 million for a coin doesn't mean it's worth it. I could list my shoelaces for $1 million. Doesn't mean you'll buy them. Still, rare coins do fetch incredible prices, like the 1933 Double Eagle that sold for $18.9 million, or the flowing hair dollar from 1794, sold for $10 million. So yes, $1 million coins exist, but they're extraordinarily rare and well documented. So, is the 1995 D quarter worth $1.9 million? Probably not. But can it be worth more than face value? Absolutely, if it has an error, pristine condition, or collector interest. The real treasure is knowing what to look for. Check your pockets. Check your jars. Who knows what you might find? And if you do spot something rare, get it authenticated. You just might be holding a piece of history. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that bell for more hidden coin treasures. Got a coin you think is valuable? Drop a comment below. We just might feature it next. 1998p Washington Quarter, a coin that has captured the imagination of collectors around the world. Is there really a version of this coin worth a fortune? Let's find out. The 1998 Washington Quarter was part of the last year of the standard design before the famous 50-state quarters program launched in 1999. On the obverse, you have George Washington's profile, a design by John Flanagan. And on the reverse, an eagle perched on a bundle of arrows that IT was struck at multiple mints, including Philadelphia, indicated by the P Mint mark, as well as Denver. The Philadelphia Mint alone produced over 896 million quarters that year. But among those nearly 900 million coins lies a mysterious tale of a rare variety. Claims have surfaced that a 1998p Washington Quarter sold, or was at least listed, for an astonishing $1.8 million. But what could possibly make a regular quarter worth more than a luxury sports car or even a house? While no major auction house has confirmed a sale at that value, listings and collector forums mention errors, unique prototypes, or transitional pieces that might command astronomical prices. Let's break down the rare varieties of the 1998p Washington Quarter that do exist and are worth more than face value. This variety shows doubling in the letters or numbers, most commonly in the date or in God we trust. While subtle, this type of error is popular among collectors and can sell for $25 to several $100s, depending on condition. When a coin is struck incorrectly and the design is off-center, it becomes an error coin. A 1998p with a 10 to 15% off-center strike can fetch $50 to $150 or more. Some 1998 quarters are missing the top nickel-clad layer, giving them a dull, coppery appearance. These can sell for $100 to $500 or more, especially if uncirculated. So where does the $1.8 million figure come from? While there is no official record of such a sale by reputable auction houses like Heritage or Stack's Bowers, some experts speculate that it may refer to a transitional error where a 1998 quarter was struck on a planchet mint for another denomination, a presentation strike or experimental piece accidentally released from the mint. Or, and this is more likely, internet exaggeration or misreported sales. Regardless, it keeps the legend alive. If you've got a 1998p quarter, here's how to check if it's special. Look closely at the date and lettering for doubling. Check the edges. A missing clad layer give a copper tone. Use a magnifying glass or coin loop. Weigh the coin. A standard quarter should weigh 5.67 grams. If it's off, it might be an error. Get it graded. Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Company, NGC, can confirm authenticity and assign a market value. For most people, a 1998p Washington Quarter is worth just 25 cents. Even in brilliant, uncirculated condition, they rarely exceed $1 to $5 unless they're a rare error. That said, errors and anomalies do slip into circulation, and there are coins out there worth thousands. So don't get your hopes too high, but also don't overlook your spare change. The 1998p Washington Quarter may never make you a millionaire, but the thrill of the hunt is half the fun. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a casual collector, keep your eyes open. That next coin you find might just be a hidden gem. 2016 Washington Quarter with a P Mint mark, and why some say it's worth a jaw-dropping $1.7 million. Let's start with the basics. The Washington Quarter has been a staple of U.S. currency since 1932. The 2016 version was part of the America the Beautiful series, which ran from 2010 to 2021, celebrating national parks and historic sites. In 2016, the U.S. Mint released 5 different quarter designs. Each of them had the familiar portrait of George Washington on the front, the obverse, and a unique design on the back, the reverse. But today we're focusing on one specific coin minted in Philadelphia, marked with a P. You might be thinking, it's just a quarter. So what makes one worth millions? Well, here are the main factors that drive coin value. In the case of this 2016 P quarter, it's all about an incredibly rare mint error. The kind of mistake that only happens once in a generation, and when discovered, becomes a holy grail for collectors. So, where does the $1.7 million figure come from? In 2021, a coin enthusiast reportedly discovered a 2016 P quarter with a dramatic error, an extremely rare double die obverse, combined with a full collar clash, and struck on a transitional planchet, meaning it was minted on the wrong type of metal blank. That's basically three massive errors in one coin, something almost impossible. The coin was graded at MS 68, near perfect condition, and featured full luster, no wear, and flawless detail. That's when private collectors started to bid. Rumors say one anonymous collector offered up to $1.7 million for it. Now, if you're thinking, why haven't I seen this in the news? Great question. Coin verification and high-end sales often happen privately, through top-tier auction houses or dealer networks. Coins like this are authenticated and graded by companies like PCGS and NGC. Without this certification, it's just a regular quarter. But with proper grading and provenance, it could be your golden ticket. Here's the big question. Could you have one of these million-dollar coins? Well, maybe. Start by checking any 2016 quarters with a P mint mark. If you think you found one, don't clean it. Send it directly to a professional grading service. You could be sitting on a fortune. So, is the $1.7 million quarter real? According to collectors and coin experts, yes, such an error coin exists, though it's incredibly rare. And the best part? There might be more out there waiting to be discovered. Check your pockets, check your jars, and check your drawers. Because sometimes the smallest coin can hold the biggest surprise.